These are my picks for the top 10 missions in GTA 5, and I'll go over each one to explain why they stand out. The criteria for these picks is how immersive and cinematic they feel, whether that comes from unique gameplay moments or from missions that carry major weight in the story. On number 10, we've got The Third Way, which is the final mission and the canon ending of GTA 5. This mission is very exciting to play and also an important part of the storyline, where the trio comes together to take out all their enemies throughout the game. It turns into a full-on killing spree with a satisfying payoff against every major antagonist. The mission begins with Franklin forced to choose between killing Michael or Trevor, but instead he teams up with Lester to come up with a plan where everyone survives. The trio lure the FIB and Merryweather into an ambush at the Foundry, fighting side by side in an all-out shootout in which Lamar helps them out too. After wiping them out, they go after their enemies one by one under Lester's direction. Michael guns down Stretch on a basketball court, Franklin kills Wei Cheng during a triad convoy, and Trevor snipes Steve Haynes live on his TV show at the Del Perro Pier. Finally, Trevor kidnaps Devin Weston, stuffs him in a car trunk, and the three of them push him off a cliff, ending GTA 5 with the most satisfying conclusion possible. On number 9, we've got Meltdown. Michael finally lives his filmmaking dream, walking the red carpet at the premiere of his movie. But the celebration quickly turns into chaos when Devin Weston shows up and tells Michael that his family is stuck at home, hinting that they are in danger. Michael rushes back to his house and finds Merryweather attacking his family. It turns into a full-on shootout inside his own house during a thunderstorm, with Michael taking down the Merryweather agents to protect his family, a moment that strengthens his bond with them. After that, he sends his family away for a few days.
They came after my family, so I asked Amanda and the kids to move out for a few days.
On number 8, we've got Bury the Hatchet. Trevor finally confronts Michael about events from 9 years ago in North Yankton, demanding to know who's buried in his grave. Angry and suspicious, Trevor flies to North Yankton to find out for himself, and Michael follows through the airport. It's the first time in the game that you get to experience air travel in a passenger plane complete with an interior, which gives the game a whole new atmosphere. You then arrive in North Yankton and drive up to the cemetery, where the quiet, old environment gives off a nostalgic and a classic gaming vibe. At the cemetery, Trevor digs up the coffin and finds out it's Brad who's buried there. The mission reveals the real story of the prologue and the FIB's betrayal. Things get tense as Trevor and Michael point guns at each other before the triads show up and chaos breaks out, and they take Michael in custody. On number 7, we've got Caída Libre. Michael and Trevor are called by Martin Madrazo for a job. Madrazo explains that his cousin is testifying against him and wants him taken out, along with some sensitive documents. He's set up a mounted heavy rifle at the Galileo Observatory and asks them to shoot down the jet carrying his cousin. Michael takes control of the gun and brings the jet down. Trevor then chases after the crashing plane on his bike, speeding through the rough terrain and jumping over obstacles. After the jet crashes, Trevor kills Madrazo's cousin and grabs the documents, while Michael destroys the vehicle he used. On his way back to Madrazo, Michael gets a call from Trevor telling him to meet somewhere else because he didn't get paid, and that's where this legendary cutscene takes place.
I asked for a fair day's pay after a fair day's work. Then he kind of got a little angry, so I admit, I kind of got a little angry.
Did you kill him?
What kind of animal do you take me for? No, I didn't kill him.
Oh,
But I did kidnap his wife.
Oh, no!
On number 6, we've got The Big Score, Obvious Approach. The trio and Lester come together for the ultimate Union Depository heist, a decades-old dream finally coming true. Franklin holds position outside the vault in a heavy cutter, while Michael and the gunman create a distraction at the front. Franklin drills through the vault walls and blows the doors open, triggering a massive shootout as police and the Noose team arrive. The crew secures the gold and holds off the cops, while Trevor and Lester arrive in a helicopter above a construction hole. Franklin and the others hook the gold cage to the chopper, and Trevor flies it away as the shootout rages below. Michael, Franklin, and a crew member fight through waves of officers before escaping in a getaway vehicle in the parking lot. Trevor and Lester take out the military choppers on the way and then load the gold onto a moving train. That makes it one of the most intense missions in the game, with each protagonist walking away with $40 million. On number 5, we've got the jewel store job, Loud Approach. Michael, Franklin, and the crew team up for their first big heist. They drive to the jewelers in a van and burst inside, holding the hostages at gunpoint while Michael and the driver smash the display cases and grab as much jewelry as they can, while Franklin waits outside with the getaway bikes, ready to make their escape. After grabbing the loot, Franklin and the crew take off on the bikes, dodging traffic and diving into the Los Santos sewers to lose the cops. They exit the sewers and Michael drives a delivery truck to push police cars out of the way, clearing the path for their escape. In the end, they load the bikes into the truck and make a clean getaway. Being the first big heist in the game, it introduces many gameplay elements and serves as the story's starting point. When Trevor watches the news and hears the guard repeat Michael's signature line from the prologue 9 years ago.
You forget thousands of things every day. We'll make sure this is one of them. That was pretty scary.
You forget 1,000 things every day. How about you make sure this is one of them?
That's when Trevor realizes Michael is alive and starts looking for him. On number 4, we've got Legal Trouble. Michael arrives at Solomon's office and sees Devin Weston sitting there with his assistant Molly. He finds out that Devin plans to shut down Solomon Richards' new movie Meltdown for an insurance payout. And Molly, saying she doesn't have time, takes the film reel from Solomon. Michael refuses to let it go and chases after her. The chase takes Michael all the way to the airport, where chaos breaks out as Molly is escorted to the hangar with a full police convoy, while Weasel News covers it live and mocks the government for wasting money on VIP protection. Molly tries to escape Michael and the runway turns into total chaos. Fuel trucks crash, planes land overhead, and jet engines blast cars off the ground. In a panic, she rushes into Devin's private hangar through the back entrance, but things take a dark turn when she's pulled into a jet engine, dropping the reel and leaving behind a brutal sight. After that, Michael takes the reel and runs away. Definitely one of the most chaotic and cinematic missions in the game. Before I move on to the next mission, make sure to subscribe to Discover GTA for more fun content like this. On number 3, we've got Derailed. Michael and Trevor discover that Merryweather is moving valuable cargo by train and decide to steal it. Trevor takes a dirt bike, rides along the cliffs, and makes a jump onto the moving train. He rides across the cars, knocks out the driver, and takes control of the locomotive. Changing the route, Trevor crashes it head-on into another train on a bridge in a wild, cinematic cutscene. He jumps off just before the collision into the water below, watching the containers crash into the river where Michael is already waiting in a boat, ready to grab the cargo. Michael blows open the container doors while Trevor fends off Merryweather forces coming by boats, helicopters, and snipers. Once the cargo is secured, the two escape down the river in a boat under heavy fire. They eventually reach their getaway spot, where they open the briefcase Michael pulled from the container, revealing a valuable ancient artifact. Since trains are usually pretty limited in the game, this mission stands out by letting you actually take control of one and witness an insane head-on train crash right on a bridge. Also, the train that you hijack in the mission is the only train in the game that has up to 40 cars. On number 2, we've got Monkey Business. Steve Haynes tasks the trio with stealing a chemical weapon from a research facility, and due to a lack of manpower, both he and Dave Norton join the mission. They conduct this operation at night and plan to infiltrate the lab by diving in through an underwater entry point. They dive down to an underwater exhaust shaft for entry, where Michael cuts open the grate with a torch. From there, they swim through the passage and make their way into the lab's interior. They quietly take down scientists and staff as they push deeper into the facility until Michael finally secures the chemical weapon. It needs to be stored in a refrigerated container before it becomes unstable, but then the alarm goes off and the whole place floods with armed security. A huge fight breaks out as they push their way toward the exit, and on the way out, you even pass by cages of monkeys being used for experiments. A small but striking detail that adds to the intensity of the mission. Outside the building, Michael secures the chemical weapon inside a refrigerated container meant for transport. Trevor then flies in with a cargo bob and hooks the unit, carrying it away. With the pressure too high for the trio to escape cleanly, Steve Haynes shoots himself in the leg, staging a distraction and posing as the FIB agent covering the incident. Trevor lowers the refrigerated container onto a flatbed trailer as Dave drives off with the semi-truck. This mission stands out for its immersive gameplay, starting with a tense underwater infiltration in scuba gear before sneaking into the high-security humane labs. Finally, on number 1, we've got minor turbulence. Ron tells Trevor that Merryweather is transporting a large cache of military weapons, and Trevor plans to hijack the plane and land it at Mackenzie Airfield to sell the weapons for money. He gets into a crop duster and follows the cargo plane while staying low to avoid radar. Once clear of military airspace, he approaches the jet. As he gets close, the Merryweather pilot orders him to divert, but Trevor ignores the warning. As he gets even closer, the agents start firing rockets from the cargo bay. Trevor crashes his crop duster straight into the back of the plane, leaps inside, and a shootout erupts mid-air as he fights off the Merryweather guards. After taking them down, he pushes through to the cockpit, eliminates the pilot, and hijacks the plane. With control of the aircraft, he diverts toward Mackenzie Airfield, but the U.S. Air Force intercepts and orders him to land the plane at the military base. Despite repeated warnings, Trevor refuses to obey, and once the plane flies away from the populated area, the fighter jets fire missiles at it, resulting in it losing one of its engines. As the aircraft goes down, Trevor jumps out and parachutes to safety. You then see the plane slowly go down and crash into the Alamo Sea. The wreckage of the plane can be seen under the Alamo Sea for the rest of the game. This mission stands at the top position in my opinion because of its incredible gameplay and thrilling cinematics. You get to fly a massive plane with a fully detailed interior, fight inside it midair, and even deal with the US Air Force fighter jets. Alright, that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments what you think and subscribe to discover GTA for more content like this.